let us now shift the focus from energy infrastructures to transportation infrastructure. Now I'm pleased to introduce you Gaia Carretta. Gaia is Chief Sustainability Officer at ATM Group, and she will give us a talk on moving Milan forward, ATM's commitment for sustainable urban change. Welcome.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here. So I'm going to talk about what ATM is doing for mobility in Milan and for sustainability mobility in Milan. So who is ATM? ATM is the operator of the transport service in Milan metropolitan area. It is fully owned by the municipality of Milan. And since 2008, it is a reference operator of public transport in Copenhagen, where it managed the automated metro and soon also the new light rail line. In Thessaloniki, the group has been operating the first automated metro line in Greece since 2023. And in 2025, ATM has been awarded the management of 18 important bus lines in the Croix du Sud area, southeast of Paris. Operations are expected to start in March 2026. Our model is to create circularity in public transport so that we are an integrated mobility provider with 7 modes of transport that are urban, suburban public transport, automated metros, diagnostic and maintenance of fleets, infrastructures and technology networks, technologies like MAS, LETs, access and traffic control and ticketing system, on-street and off-street car parks and vehicles removal service, bike sharing and tourist service, like Tram Atmosfera, in which there is a restaurant. Milan is a complex integrated public transport network. We manage metros, 5 lines metros, 4 lines of trolleybuses, and 70 lines of tramways, and 160 lines of buses. Sustainability and environmental policies are also our most important pillar of our strategy. As you can see, Milan is strongly committed, and we also heard before by Ilaria Capitani, started with sustainability mobility. In 2015, the Major Sala, as a member of C40, has formally committed to ensure that the major area of the city is zero emission by 2030. An example is the green vehicle for public transport fleets, so that now we are obliged to buy just green vehicles. ATM has started to define the sustainability policy from 2017, when the board has decided to buy only electric buses after the signature of Major Sala. And the board wanted to create an ESG agenda, creating 6 important pillars of our sustainability policy that are for environment, zero emission transport and responsible consumption, for the social part, inclusive mobility and great workplace, and for the governance part, the sustainability supply chain and responsible governance. Our aim is to arrive to the carbon neutrality, and now we already have 75% kilometers of service operated with electric vehicles, purchase of 100% certified green energy since 2018, and the self-production with the photovoltaic panels in some of our buildings. But what is our full electric plan? Now we have almost the half of our electric fleet in electric. but we must arrive in 2030 with 1,200 electric vehicles. Then we must have 3 new full electric depots, and this means that we will have 30 million liters diesel per year of saving. So we are making a transition from a diesel fleet to an electric fleet. And to do that, we must, and we are doing that, we must buy new electric fleets, for our fleet. We must revamp our depots and build new depots, and also implement of charge infrastructures. We have the combined charging system in depots with slow plug-in charging, at terminus with rapid recharging, and everything is controlled in the operating room. But we will need also new depots, because the place that brings one diesel bus is 1.5 electric bus due to the plug-in charging. There is now a new approach of ATM that now is also a protagonist of the urban transformation of Milan. The new depots will be built to reduce environment impact with underground areas for maintenance and with energy independence thanks to the installation of photovoltaic panels and geothermic system in a large green and with buildings on the surface hosting offices and places of socialization. For the old depots, we are trying to revamp them, taking advantage of the peculiar characteristic of each location. Now we have almost 30 locations distributed in all over Milan. So all ATM depots are great green and energy saving opportunity to transform them from gray, smoking and polluting in green areas that help offset of CO2. All this work is for us an example of circularity. We use old location and we try to convert and exploit it for our enterprise and the community. Another example is the dematerialization of travel tickets. When we decided to dematerialize the ticketing, we did it for a more accessible way to pay travel tickets. But we also think that this choice is important for the environment. We calculate the difference between an old ticket and the digital one. Every time you recharge your ticket, you are saving 3,000 more CO2 of consumption. But returning to urban transformation, I can tell you that now we are installed almost 3,050 square meters of green wall covering the facade of Giambellino Depot, contributing to the saving of energy and the absorption of CO2. And we have 430 trees planted in approximated 1,070 square meters in San Donato Depots. Our goal is to arrive in 2030 with 1,000 trees planted in ATM depots. There is something more that we did with the green wall of Giambellino, that is the social part. We co-designed it with the inhabitants of the quarter, and we asked Polytechnic of Milan and the University of Genova to collaborate for temperature drop measurement and the calculation of plant performance in absorbing pollutants and CO2. Which are the benefits? The social part, the integration of the depots in the neighborhood life. So we didn't have any plant stolen, for example. And qualifying element from a visual and emotional point of view. For environment, the air purification, of course, and improved acoustic comfort, and lowering of the building temperature by up to 4 or 5 degrees. For biodiversity, the vegetation represents a habitat for avifauna and pollination insects. So this is what we call circularity also of a building and the world. Thank you very much.